She's wearing a suit, and I'm not. I almost wore what we wore for baseball, where it's like the bald ego jersey, because I was like, I don't have anything, and then I was like, it's cold. No, dark chocolate is very fancy. Just like amp it up. It's cute.
And a master's in human relations from the University of Oklahoma. She originally enlisted in the Army as a medical specialist. In the Quartermaster Corps. Major Richardson has held multiple positions throughout her career as a water platoon leader, executive officer, chief of supply and services, company commander, deputy director of the Joint Visitors Bureau, Petroleum Systems Combat Developer, Sexual Harassment Assault Response and Prevention Program Manager, and various staff positions.
reminds us that courage, service, and selflessness are the cornerstones of our nation. To our veterans in attendance, thank you. Your service protects the freedoms that allow our students to learn, dream, and grow. You are the very values we strive to live by every day as charters, and we are deeply grateful for your courage, your example, and your dedication to our nation. To our students, may today inspire you to look beyond yourself. Remember that the freedom to learn, to express your opinions, and to chase your dreams are gifts preserved by the bravery of those we honor today. I expect each of you to behave in a way that shows respect for those who have sacrificed and served bravely to preserve and protect your freedom. As we move through today's program, the music, the tributes, the moments of silence, I encourage each of you to reflect on what service means. We are honored to have many veterans in attendance today, including some of our own spring staff members. Thank you all for being here today as we celebrate and honor you. Please welcome Cadet Staff Sergeant Emily Speaks from JROTC to say our pledges.
Please stand for the presentation of Congress and the clear strings honoring
You may be seated.
Welcome guests, students, and faculty. I have the distinct honor of introducing our guest speaker today, Major Tansy Richardson. Major Tansy R. Richardson is from Miami, Florida, but was raised in Port Arthur, Texas. She earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Health Science from the University of Texas at El Paso and a Master's in Human Relations from the University of Oklahoma. She originally enlisted in the Army as a medical specialist. After completing her initial enlistment tour, she joined the Reserve Officer Training Corps program and was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Quartermaster Corps. Major Richardson has held multiple positions throughout her career as a water platoon leader, executive officer, chief of supply and services, company commander, deputy director of Joint Visitor Bureau, petroleum systems combat developer, sexual harassment assault response and prevention program manager, and various staff positions. Her duty assignments were all over the world, resulting in her exposure to diverse cultures with plenty of vacation opportunities. Upon retirement, she served as the senior Army instructor for JROTC at Herbert L. Furr High School in Houston, Texas, where she served for 8 years. She is currently serving as a senior Army instructor for JROTC here at Clear Springs High School. Major Richardson is a graduate of several military schools and has received numerous awards for her time in the military and her past deployments. She is married to Command Sergeant Major Clarence Richardson, and they have 2 college students, Clarence Jr. at Liberty University and Tasia at Florida A&M University, and a grand dog named Paris, who just received her doctorate in dog training. Please help me welcome Major Richardson.
Good morning, Clear Springs High School. Dr. Scott, administrators, faculty, students, honored guests, and especially the veterans who are here today. It is a privilege and truly an honor to stand before you today on this Veterans Day, a day where our nation pauses to recognize and thank those brave men and women who have worn the uniform and served this country. Veterans Day is not simply a date on the calendar, as some folks think, just a day off, having a barbecue with some family and friends, but it is a reminder of the price of freedom, the value of service, and the strength that comes from unity and gratitude. When I first joined the military in September of 1990, and yes, I did say 1990, I'm sure some of you are probably doing some of those calculations, but again, when I joined, I didn't join for recognition or reward. I joined to be a part of the greatest organization ever, the United States Army. And I know I'm a little biased because I know you see my uniform, but once again, I do believe the United States Army is the greatest organization in the world. I served alongside people from every part of this country with different backgrounds, races, religions, cultures, political beliefs, but basically different walks of life. Initially, when I joined, people believed that the military was only for folks that were not too educated and simply couldn't do anything else. But I must admit that was and still is a completely false belief. Everyone that joins the military has their own reason for joining, and I admit that all answers are not the patriotic one when they are just being called to serve. Some join to get college money, some to travel, some to change their living situations, some for family traditions, or simply to do something different that challenges them to be better. But regardless of our reasons for joining, we all grew and developed a sense of pride in understanding the terms duty, honor, country. We shared a commitment to one another and to the ideals this country was built upon: freedom, opportunity, and the belief that every person has dignity and worth. Serving in uniform is not easy. It demands discipline, strength, and resilience. It means long days, difficult missions, and time away from family, and the comforts many take for granted. One of the hardest things I have ever done was when I had to deploy and leave my daughter when she was 2. It took all the strength I had not to look back. That was really hard, especially hearing her yell, "Mommy, mommy, mommy," over and over again, and I couldn't look back. I had to keep going. I was called to serve, and I had a mission to accomplish. Even to this day, I can still hear her voice. But I take pride in knowing I did the best thing I could to continue to take care of my family. family means everything to me. But serving in uniform means facing challenges that test one's courage, character, and resolve. Like hearing your instructor say, keep your feet and knees together and keep your eyes on the horizon as you jump out of a perfectly good airplane. Airborne. It also teaches lessons that stay with you for a lifetime. Lessons about teamwork, how to rely on others and how others rely on you. Responsibility, perseverance, leadership, and respect. Basically, those lessons we teach in JROTC for those of you that are interested in joining the program, and yes, I am always recruiting. It also teaches you to put others before yourself and to remain humble in moments of both victory and hardship. Service in the military teaches you lessons that last a lifetime. You learn discipline, the kind that gets you up before dawn and keeps you going long after you're tired. You learn humility because life has a way of testing your limits. But above all, you learn gratitude, gratitude of life, gratitude for freedom, and gratitude for the people who stand beside you when things get hard. Today, I want to remind you that service doesn't end when you take off the uniform. Every veteran carries the spirit of service in their community as teachers, nurses, engineers, firefighters, police officers, and volunteers. The call to serve is not limited to those in the military. It is a calling that can guide each of you, no matter what path you choose. Service can be as simple as helping a neighbor, standing up for someone being treated unfairly, or volunteering your time to improve your community. You may not think of those actions as heroic, but they are the building blocks of a strong and compassionate nation. As you look around this gym, remember that the freedoms you enjoy, the right to speak your mind, to pursue your dreams, to learn and live as you choose, were safeguarded by those who raised their hand and took an oath to defend them. Many of them were not much older than you, and they made that choice. I had just turned 18 myself when I started on my new journey as a soldier in the United States Army. I say who? Some of them never returned home. Some returned changed forever, and I was one of those. I had my very first deployment right after completing my job training as a field combat medic. As stated before, I was 18 years old, headed to a foreign country to support Desert Storm. For my young folks, you have probably read about that in your history books. Just know that I have my own stories and experiences to share if you'd ever like to listen. I learned a lot during that deployment. I especially learned how strong I could be and to be independent because I was responsible for myself at this point in decisions that I made. I was now entrusting people I had just met to be my brothers and sisters, and that we now had to protect each other. We had our mission, and we were set to accomplish it. And for those that read their history books, that mission was accomplished, and I'm still here today to experience another day. But our veterans who served gave a piece of themselves so that we could live in peace. I never fully understood what that meant when I first joined. I couldn't imagine another country occupying the United States and taking control of our livelihoods, but I did experience that in reverse. It made me gain a true sense of pride to be a soldier, knowing that I was a protector of our country. But today is not about glorifying war, but honoring sacrifice, courage, and love of country. To my fellow veterans here today, thank you. Thank you for your courage, your dedication, your service, and your sacrifice to not only our communities, but to our country. And to the students, you are the future of this nation. You may not know yet where your futures will take you. Some of you may serve one day in the military, as a first responder, in public service, or in your communities. Some of you may contribute as scientists, teachers, engineers, artists, parents, and leaders in many different roles. Service takes many forms, and not all heroes wear uniforms. What matters most is the willingness to stand up for what is right, to support those around you, and to contribute to something greater than yourself. I hope that when you leave here today, you carry with you a deeper understanding of what Veterans Day means. Remember that freedom is not free. It is earned and preserved through the dedication and sacrifice of millions of Americans throughout our history, some who returned home and some who did not. As you move forward in your lives, ask yourself, how can I serve? How can I contribute to something greater than myself? Because that spirit of service is what keeps our nation strong. Live with purpose. Be grateful for the freedoms and opportunities you have. Treat others with respect. Challenge yourself to grow and consider how you can serve your school, your community, and your country in whichever path you choose. The future of this nation rests not just on the shoulders of those who wore the uniform, but on yours as well, on your character, your compassion, and your commitment to building a better world. On behalf of our veterans, thank you for taking the time to reflect today. Thank you for remembering those who served and those who continue to serve. May we honor their sacrifices not only with our words, but with our actions today and every day. In closing, I leave with you this thought. Being an American is not just about the rights we are given, it's about the responsibilities we carry. Veterans have done their part to protect those rights. Now it's up to each generation to honor that legacy through kindness, courage, and commitment to one another. Thank you, and may God bless all who have served. May God bless each of you, and may God bless America.
Thank you so much, Major Richardson. At this time, we would like to ask all veterans to stand, if you are able, and receive a small token of our appreciation. As we recognize our veterans, our Clear Springs High School Orchestra will play an arrangement they have prepared. March of the Armed Forces. Veterans, please feel free to stand when your military branch song is played. Now we will honor the memory of those who made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our country. Please stand for the playing of taps by Christopher Salinas and Logan Reislinger. Following the conclusion of taps, we will observe a moment of silence. may be seated. Today, we paused our regular day to remember and give thanks. We are reminded of the courage, sacrifice, and service so many have given to protect the freedoms we enjoy. Veterans Day is more than a date on the calendar. It is a chance to honor people whose choices shaped our history and secured our future. To the veterans here with us today, on behalf of Clear Springs, thank you. Thank you for your service, your strength, and the example you set for all of us. Your commitment reminds us what it means to put something greater than yourself first. Students, carry what you recognize today in your daily lives. Honor can be shown in many ways, by listening to someone's story, by volunteering in your community, by treating others with respect, and by appreciating the freedoms we sometimes take for granted. Let today inspire acts of service and kindness throughout the year. Before we close with the playing of America the Beautiful, let's give our veterans another round of applause. Students and teachers, after the conclusion of the song, please remain where you are, seated, and then I will give more instructions for dismissal. And before you play, band, orchestra, choir, JRTC, and anyone else that had a hand in putting on this lovely ceremony today for our veterans, thank you so much.